because they couldn't take Ken's voice.
That's why my friend only but boy.
But the one neighbor stayed, but he's deaf now. Anyway, I just want to say that this has been especially with the Vietnamese community and with Can, it's been a journey because some time ago, let me just tell you a little bit about it. Can had a great idea that we should have a park, we should have streets, we should have other areas named for something in Vietnam. And so the task was, well, you know what, you've got to get a park. That's easy for you, just get a park. Oh yeah, try to get a park. The streets, by the way, we have 3 streets that Can suggested, and along with the rest of the group, that we have 3 streets now that we have reserved, and we have Saigon, Da Nang, and Vietnam. So we have those streets. And I have to tell you that this Sunday is going to be historic because it's the first street that's going to be named in Mississauga, and it's a brand new street. They're just working on it now, and Sunday we're going to be naming it Saigon. But I have to say, because this gentleman, Can, he just, well, you know what, he's relentless. Because he just keeps after you and after you and after you and says, when's it coming? When's it coming? He thinks that, you know, government, and Nina, you'll get to learn this once you get to know this guy. He thinks that things should be done tomorrow. You're in the government, you can just do it. Anyway, it's been a journey, and I want to say that for the whole community, we've worked on a lot of things. We worked on the whole memorial for the boat people. And I got involved with that at the very beginning. The boat people, they needed a memorial, a tribute basically, and now we're going to have that over in, unfortunately it's not in Ward 6, but it's over in another area, Dixie and Bernthorpe. It's going to be called the Memorial Park. I'm not sure what the name will be finally, but it will be a memorial to the boat people. And I'm not sure exactly when it's going to be kicked off, but sometime next year?
April. Groundbreaking.
But that was something else that I have to say that I take some personal pride in doing that, because it was a memorial to the people that perished, the people that suffered, and the people that took a chance on coming to Canada and other countries. And with that, that's why we wanted some permanent memorial in Mississauga, and now we have that. And we'll be coming up. We work with staff, and we work with a lot of the community. The Vietnamese were just great people to work with. And again, that was an idea that Can came up with. We were at a picnic 6 years ago, 5 years ago. He says, I got an idea, and we want a memorial. And so finally, that's going to happen. The other thing is, too, in Ward 5, there's going to be a park, a large park called Saigon Park. So that's coming up. And I think that some of you know that. And that was, again, I have to say that I'm so thrilled to be working with the Vietnamese community, because once the Vietnamese community decides to do something, they want to get it done, and they want to recognize the fact that, you know, we're all newcomers. And with Can and the rest of the group that worked with us so hard, I'm not going to name names, but I've met, you know, over the last 2, 3, 5 years, but it's all coming to fruition. And I would think 2019 is going to be a very, very good year for all the people from Vietnam. So anyway, we'll come to the celebrations, and then Can promised that every time we do something big, you come back to the nightclub. Anyway, I just want to say that this is my 3rd term that I'm running for. Actually, it's the 4th term, because I sat on council way back with Hazel on our first term about 30 years ago. And I kid people, I say I learned everything in 1 term, so I got off. And then I decided to make my fortune, and then lose my fortune, and then make some more. And then Hazel, I guess 8 years ago, said, Ron, and I don't know if you know Hazel well enough, she pokes you in the chest and says, I want you to run. I want you to run for council. Retired, And by the way, she's a resident of Ward 6, so I have to treat her well. But I just want to say I really appreciate all of you coming out tonight. It's great that you can support me, but you're also supporting the community. That's the big thing. You're supporting the community. When you work with a counselor, and I think I'm one of those people as a people person that you can count on me anytime. My phone number is in the book. My phone number is on my card. Cell, home, whatever. Call me. And all I want to say is that I really appreciate all the efforts that all of you have done in making this country a better place. A lot of you have your own businesses. A lot of you are working. A lot of you are working to make Mississauga and wherever you live even a better place. And so, all I can say from the bottom of my heart is thank you, thank you, thank you. And hey, believe me, you call me, I'll work for you, and I'm always accessible anytime. And I don't hide. So, please let me know how I can work with you better, and I look forward to the next nightclub meeting.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very honored again to be here today to welcome all of you. It is my pleasure to welcome Senator and Mrs. Ngô Thanh Hải, Councillor from Starr, representing Ward 6, Councillor Chris Fonseca, representing Ward 3, and particularly MP Peter Fonseca, representing Mississauga East Cooksville riding. Please give them a big applause. Ladies and gentlemen, now I'd like to ask Senator Ngô Thanh Hải, Councillor from Starr, Councillor Chris Fonseca, and MP Peter to come up here to say a few words. And the speakers, after you finish with the speech, please stay where you are so that the organizing committee and all the singers can come up and take a photo with all of you. Another.
Máy gặt quá hả?
Sao vậy?
Máy gọi ống cọc à?
Máy gọi không đi.
And now may I present to you Senator Ngô Thanh Hải. Xin quý vị một tràng pháo tay.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for the organizing committee to do this event. This is a very important event for the Vietnamese boat people, refugees. And also, in order to do that, we have to have the support of the counselor. And these two counselors help the Vietnamese community a lot. Is Ron and Chris. Not only that, we have also the member of the parliament in Mississauga itself to support her also. Is Peter. Now I'm going to say a few words in Vietnamese. Kính thưa quý vị, công việc của ủy ban để làm cái tượng đài thuyền nhân là một công việc rất đáng quý, mà một công việc tôi thấy rằng cộng đồng của chúng ta phải cảm ơn họ. Vì sao? Đây là một cái di sản mà chúng ta đã để lại tại thành phố Mississauga nói riêng và Canada nói chung. Cái thứ hai, cái tượng đài thuyền nhân này không phải chỉ để cho chúng ta mà thôi, mà còn để lại cho con em, con cháu của chúng ta, thế hệ thứ hai, thứ ba, thứ tư, thứ năm, vân vân và vân vân. Khi đi qua cái tượng đài đó, các con em của chúng ta sẽ thấy rằng đây, ông tôi, bố tôi, cậu tôi, chú tôi, dì tôi, vân vân, đều qua cái giai đoạn này, do đó tôi mới có hiện nay tại Canada. Tôi xin thành thật cảm ơn ủy ban đã đứng ra xây cái tượng đài như thế này. Và tôi nghĩ rằng cộng đồng người Việt của vùng Ontario, thứ nhất, cái thứ hai là vùng Toronto, Mississauga sẽ phải có một cái cử chỉ gì đó, mà cái cử chỉ gì đó tôi nghĩ rằng muốn cho cái tượng đài này càng sớm, càng xong, càng lẹ, thì tôi nghĩ rằng một sự nho nhỏ đó là một cái sự đóng góp của tất cả các quý vị có mặt tại hôm nay. Chúng ta đã có vị mạnh thường quân ẩn danh đã đóng góp $10,000 một vị. Ân nhân thứ hai là 2.000, thì tôi hy vọng rằng chúng tôi sẽ có khoảng 400 vị ân nhân ở đây, mỗi một người đóng góp 500, 1.000, 200, 300 cũng được. Như vậy ban tổ chức sẽ có đủ số tiền và ban tổ chức sẽ thành lập một cái đưa cho cái nhà xây cất, phải không? Đưa cho cái ông kiến trúc gia Vi để mà chúng ta có một cái tượng đài càng sớm càng tốt, để chúng ta tưởng nhớ những cái hành trình tìm tự do của chúng ta. Xin cảm ơn.
And the next line would be MP Peter Fonseca, according to this sequence.
Thank you so much, Van Dam, and Senator No and Mrs. No, we are so grateful to this wonderful, wonderful community. Come on, come on, come on. Yes. Because the Vietnamese community here in Mississauga, our wonderful city, the Greater Toronto Area, Ontario, Canada, is so hardworking. I know Councillor Starr, Councillor Fonseca feel the same way. You know, everyone we meet, we are so proud of the Vietnamese community and so respectful of everything that you've been able to accomplish. And we know because of everything you've been able to accomplish that the Vietnamese Boat People's Memorial Association is going to get this beautiful memorial built. Pham Dam and his team and Phat Nguyen and everyone else that I know have put in so many hours, so much hard work. And because of all of your contributions, because of raising this money, to raise this statue, we will be so proud in our community. I'm just really quick here. My community, I'm Portuguese. Like many of you, I came here as an immigrant. I was 2 years old. And the first Portuguese that came to Canada was in 1952. The pioneers. And what we did, we put up a monument, a memorial in Hyde Park in Toronto to their sacrifices. I know how important, how symbolic, what this means to the community, to the young generation to learn about the sacrifices that were made. This is so important. And we are so proud that the Vietnamese community will be putting it here in our great city of Mississauga. We thank you so much. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for raising funds for this wonderful, worthy cause. Thank you.
And next one in line would be Ron Starr. Welcome back here, Ron Starr.
Thank you, Van Dam. You know, when I look back at the success so far, it's been a journey. It's been a long journey. It started, I was telling Peter, about 3.5 years ago when the Vietnamese community got together, some other folks, and said, you know, we need to do something. And I think that every culture, every background, every country, and everybody that survived, whether it was Holocaust or, of course, Chris Fonseca and I are Ukrainian, our parents and grandparents survived what they called Holodomor. Most people don't even know what Holodomor was. but 6 million Ukrainians were killed by the Russians. And fortunately, I was born here. Fortunately, my parents and grandparents got out just in time. So we're immigrants too, and we've seen the suffering. And I think it's very, very important, especially for the young people, as Peter said, you've got to maintain the traditions, you've got to you've got to keep the cultures up, you also have to remember. And tonight, we're remembering. And I have to say, Van Dam, you've done a great job so far. This person here, he's been persistent. He's always called. And he said, we need help. And that's very important. You have to remember, don't be afraid to ask for a little help. And here we're going to come up with something probably over the next number of months with a fantastic, a beautiful memorial to those people that lost their lives and gave so much so that all of you could be here in some way with you and your family. So I just say congratulations. The good news is Chris and I were talking, I think next week, cross your fingers, I think next week you're going to get your letter of approval from the city to go ahead.
Wow!
I'm predicting that, and I'm not a gambler, but that's about a 92.5%. So hopefully we can carry on. And tonight we're here. Don't forget to give money because you need some money. Okay? Commune.
Thank you, Councillor Starr. And now, last but not least, this is my councillor, because I live in Ward 3, whereas the nominee is going to be as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Fonseca.
Thank you so much, Van Dam. Well, good evening, everyone. It is truly an honor and a privilege to be here with all of you this evening. When I look around the room and I look at the different generations that are here, tonight is truly a shining example of community building. So you all need to give yourselves a big round of applause. To the Vietnamese Boat People Memorial Association Board of Directors, to Van Dam, to Pha, to Lisa, to all of the directors, it has been truly an honor, a privilege, a pleasure working with you, city staff, with Councillor Starr, with MP Fonseca, with the Senator here, with the community in this project. As far as the monument itself, to me, it speaks to the resilience of the Vietnamese Boat people, but also the resilience of the Vietnamese community. It speaks to the respect that the Vietnamese people have in remembering the Vietnamese Boat people, but also the Vietnamese community and integrating that community into the city of Mississauga and into our country, Canada. And the Senator was talking about the Canada 150 and the anthem and how the anthem was translated into Vietnamese, and I think that is just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. The respect that the Vietnamese community has for past generations, for the present, and into the future. And also, to the resourcefulness, and to Councillor Starr's point, make sure tonight that you do spend a little bit of your hard-earned money on this project. And congratulations and thank you, and we look forward to working with you on into the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Before I finish, before I ask Senator Morton to present these big reports to the two city councillors on our behalf, may I have a few words to tell you about this report. It took us quite a fair bit of time to do that. In a short time, about say 3 weeks ago, in about a week, we raised $60,000 on top of $60,000 that we raised on July the 15th. So we made 37% toward the final budget for the monument. And then the city requires 30%, so we have 7% in our pocket. That's one. Also, we had the support of 15 associations and organizations throughout Canada to support us in this project. And so on. We work sometimes, Pa and I, we talk to each other at 1:30 and we say, we better go to sleep, man. So ladies and gentlemen, may I ask Senator Go Thanh Nghị to present this big report as a souvenir to the two representatives of the Mississauga city of Mississauga.
Ron and Chris, on behalf of the Vietnamese Boat People Music Associations here, I present to you as very poor, and again, thank you for your support. Now we know who to support in October. Do you agree? October?
Yes.
2018?
Yes.
You know who we're going to support in Mississauga?
Yes.
All right. Keep your word. Keep your word. Remember that date.
He knows where you live.
Thank you very much again, Ron and Chris.
Thank you.
Vậy là có giấy phép rồi đây. Dạ, giấy phép có rồi đó.
Kính mời ban tổ chức, trong ban tổ chức là chị Diễm Hương, Đoan Nguyên và chị Dung, Kim Dung đến chụp một bức hình lưu niệm cùng với tất cả vị quan khách ngày hôm nay.
Nhờ anh cho lên trên đài truyền hình nhiều lắm đi em.
Anh cho
gây tiếng dữ.
Và xin mời tất cả MC, ca sĩ lên chụp một bôi hình làm kỷ niệm với những vị khách mời ngày hôm nay. Xin mời tất cả anh chị em ca nghệ sĩ. Một lần nữa xin mời tất cả anh chị em ca nghệ sĩ cùng tất cả MC lên chụp hình với các vị khách mời ngày hôm nay. Xin cảm ơn tất cả quý vị và xin mời tất cả quý vị quan khách trở về chỗ ngồi.